If your twin flame is married to somebody else, I want to reassure you that there is a solution to this. I moved through the third party situation. It took me 1 year to completely transcend the situation. I perfectly know how heavy it is. It was with my false twin flame, but it doesn't matter because it has the same equivalence. This person was revealed to me as a false twin flame because I done the healing, and a few weeks after, my true twin flame entered my life, free like a bird, without baggage attached. So let me walk you through the lessons that the situation is showing you, and that until you don't fully learn them and embody them, you cannot transcend the situation. So the first lesson that it's very important to understand is that you're looking for love outside of yourself. Your twin flame is a mirror of you. They do exactly what you do, and they're showing you something about yourself. If they are with somebody else, it's because you, first of all, are looking for love outside of yourself. They will do the same. They will look for love outside of the union, so from somebody else. This means that you see men as your source of love, source of validation, source of happiness. This is the first mindset that you need to change, because as a divine woman, you can give yourself everything from within. We're naturally connected to source, and love doesn't come from man, doesn't come from an external person. It comes from God, from source, how you want to call it, from the universe. And you simply tune in with your heart, and you have access to that love in any moment. You can tune in with that divine love that you think comes from your twin flame in any moment from your heart, and give it to yourself. The more you do it, the more you will feel like you have that person in your life, so that you don't need anything from the external person. You don't need to take their love from them, because when you try to take something from your twin flame, they are repelled. That's why they run away. That's why they're with somebody else. You need to learn to give to yourself everything that you need by moving through those places within yourself that feel like they need something, they need love. And you do this with the mirror exercise, which is the only tool that you need to heal separation from your twin flame, and even a third party situation. It's the only tool that I used to heal the third party situation for myself. In 1 year, it can be done very quickly, and you can download it for free in the description below. The next point that you need to ask yourself, and be very honest with yourself: why are you chasing somebody that doesn't want to be with you? Let's say in the scenario in which the person you want to be with, your twin flame, is with somebody else, and you insist that you want to be with them. Of course you want to be with them, because that's normal. That's your twin flame. The universe is telling you to go after them. That's fine. But you need to go within and understand what patterns within you brought you to want, because that's what is showing you. That's what is coming up. The fact that a person that you want doesn't want you, right? It's not true at the core. At the core, your twin flame is made to be only with you, and you are made only for your twin flame. But if the external situation is showing you that they don't want to be with you, they're with somebody else, it means that there are some wounds and some patterns that are running within yourself. That's where you need to go. That's what you need to heal. And in this case, normally it comes from unworthiness. I move through this a lot, not feeling worthy of being chosen or being wanted by a man. And so there is this pattern that develops, that you want somebody that is not available, somebody that is with somebody else. So you need to find those places within you where am I not choosing myself, and choose yourself there. It's done with the mirror exercise. It's very simple. You just go into those places and you love those places. Really, it doesn't have to stay like that. You can heal it within yourself very easily, very quickly, with the right tools and the right support. Another aspect of this pattern into chasing men was to put men as the center of your world. It's kind of like you're chasing men because you think that they are your source of love. And I've done this for my whole life until I chose to change this and to revert, to interrupt this pattern, because obviously it was manifested as this situation. And it's not like I was doing it consciously. It was coming from subconscious patterns running in the background in my subconscious, from all of those wounds and past lives, traumas, all of that, where basically we as women have this belief and we are chasing men. And so I basically went into each one of them and I changed them, I rewired them, and I just simply updated this belief. I gave those parts of me, those versions of me that created the pattern, what they needed, so that the pattern is interrupted. The more you do it with the mirror exercise, these patterns will disappear from your life. You will not behave according to them anymore. You will not feel like that anymore. That's the healing that is required. The third point is that they're showing you something very clearly. It's about priorities, and this impacts your physical life as well. So if your twin flame is married to somebody else, is with somebody else, and it's saying, I cannot be with you, it means that it's putting something above your union, something above you. How is that mirror back in your life? Because this is the question you always have to ask yourself. You cannot just look at them, what they're saying, and saying, oh, okay, they're with somebody else. whatever. No, they're showing you something. A twin flame is your perfect mirror. Therefore, they're showing something that you're not doing or that where you're not loving yourself. So you have to revert back to you and go within and say, where in my life don't I have priorities correct? Where am I putting men above me, for example? So where am I putting something above myself? So for me, how this was manifested was that I was putting people's interest above myself. So I was a bit of a people pleaser. Therefore, I would sacrifice myself. I would do things that I didn't want so that I would keep alive relationships that were dead. Maybe friendships or family. So it's kind of like, because you don't want to offend them, you do things to make them happy instead of saying the truth. Like, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to go out with you. I don't want to go out for lunch, You are dishonoring yourself because you're giving them more importance at how you truly feel. When we do this, when we behave as this people pleaser pattern, we are putting others before ourselves. Therefore, we think that they're more important than us. Another way is to put men before you. For example, if a man doesn't treat you right and you still put it on a pedestal, you still give everything, you disrespect yourself, you are putting a man before you. So this is shown into a third party situation. It's a misconcept of the priorities. You're putting something above yourself. So you have to look at your physical life and saying, where am I putting something else above myself? This can also be, by the way, in your job. If you're doing a job that doesn't make you happy only because this would give you social validation, would make you see visible by others, would give you the approval of people, of friends, of family. Basically, you're doing something that doesn't make you happy only to have their approval. You're putting their opinion before your own truth. And that means putting somebody else before yourself. If that is the case, you're not honoring yourself, you're disrespecting yourself, you're not loving yourself. And you can find all of these places asking yourself, where am I putting others' people, belief, opinion, interest before mine? Where am I doing things that I don't want only because otherwise I would offend others? I would create some chaos. That is when you're putting somebody else before yourself. It's very important to fix it in your life, and that will be reflected by your twin flame. This was a journey for me in which I went through every aspect of my life, family, friends, my work, and basically I fixed it all. I set the priorities right. I left my corporate job. I started to do what I really wanted because I wasn't doing what I wanted. I stopped doing things, social things with people that I didn't want to. I was already doing it, but I completely cut it off and I put all my effort into what was true for me. And so I stopped everything. I didn't do any more of that stuff. So you need to be serious about this. It cannot be something that you do on the side or in the hobby. This is something where you put all of yourself. And if you put all of yourself, you can be sure that it will be reflected back to you in your reality. Last point, that is a common block when your twin flame is married to somebody else. They will be afraid of leaving something safe and a big foundation, either for money, economic reasons, either for children, either for a long-lasting relationship that makes them feel safe. But there is a safety issue. This is something that you have to look within yourself, and normally it's related to your career. Meaning, are you holding on to something that doesn't make you happy only because it's safe? You have to look at that. For example, for me, it was my corporate job. My corporate job was something that didn't make me happy, made me miserable, but I was holding on to it only because I was making lots of money and it made me feel safe. But it didn't honor my heart, my truth. That's why I took a core choice, a core decision. I saw that, I realized that, and that's why I stopped it immediately and started to work on my purpose as fast as possible in the least amount of time. So if your twin flame is married to somebody else, this is something very important. Are you honoring your truth? Are you honoring your purpose? Are you doing what you came here to do? Or are you being in a safe situation, safe relationships, just because they're safe, just because they're easy? Until you don't change this, they will never change. They will never change that in their reality. You have to do it first, because it's simply a mirror of how you are handling your life and how you're living your life. So these are the biggest lessons that you can learn from your twin flame being married with somebody else, and that as soon as you learn them, as soon as you change them, the situation will change immediately. I promise you. I was able to transcend the situation and to create my life purpose, everything within 1 year all together. I did it all together because I just said, this is what I want, so let's just do it. There is no point in waiting. Let's just fix the things that I need to fix one by one. And if you resonate with this approach, if you want to transcend the situation as fast as possible, you find all of my link in the description below so that you can work with me. And if you still feel that it's impossible for you to overcome this third-party situation, this marriage, this mountain, you can check out next this video in which I share the way that I went through this feeling of not being able to be with my twin flame because of the marriage, and how I overcome it and healed it at the core. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.